Yo, we back, man. So on this episode 184, we're gonna be talking about Chappelle being salty to Andrew Schulz and Disney being racist, and probably some other shit for the next 35 to 40 minutes. We always try to stay short, but we go long.
We do.
That sounded, yeah, that's what we do, man. You know what? Let's leave it there.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Hit you with the intro right here.
Yo, what are you doing right now?
The big V. Look, man.
All right, man. Let's just jump right into this shit. So
even in the intro we go long. Anyway. The big V.
¿Es major?
Pasar con eso. Pasar con español.
¿Qué pasó, papá? ¿Cómo estás?
Any questions?
Now, when you bought that sweater, right? You just go, fuck it. I'm going full Mr. Rogers. You've tuned into the Man Chatter podcast. Yo, John, just randomly in the time of that intro, I downloaded the previous podcast. Oh my god. To have real internet again, my brother.
All you gotta do is move, man. Hey, look, even in the intro we go long. The big V.
The big V. You already know what it is. Hey man, so I wanted to pull this up on you because I know you don't go through YouTube like I do. I like to do some random deep dives about the most random shit, and then the algorithm catches up with me, and then it throws up that shit that I didn't even know happened, because I haven't listened to Rogan in a while, really, since he went to Spotify. It's hard to get through a 3-hour podcast. That's like 3 drives for me. You know what I mean? Because it's an hour drive. That's too much. I don't have that kind of attention span.
Yeah,
that's
there's more commercial ad reads and stuff too. So
yeah, his ad reads are longer than some of our podcasts. Shout out to Rogan though, man. $100 million in the bank. No disrespect, just don't give anybody vaccine advice. So on his pod, oh wait, you thought I was saying, this is what it is. On this pod, he had Dave Chappelle on, one of the greatest of all time, and he had some things to say about Schulz. The clip we're gonna show you here is going to be Andrew Schulz reacting to what he said. So it's going to go on for a couple minutes, and we're going to, pause it intermittently for John to react to it to see what he got to say about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of this. Didn't watch the episode, didn't see the clip.
Yeah, none of it. All right. So this is going to, all right.
Sharing the audio? Because I don't hear a damn thing. Man, I thought you had real internet.
All right, hold on. How do I do that? Hey, man, this is new for me.
When you share the screen, there's a little box that asks share audio also. So you may have to...
Reshare it?
Let me see. Yeah, you might have to reshare it.
See, this is why I let you try to do these kind of things.
No, you got this. You got this.
Son.
You got real internet.
Come on, son. All right, so I got to bring it back in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, walk me through this. This is live recorded here. So share screen. Oh, share audio. Got share it. Audio. Little box on the card.
Towards the bottom, I think.
Yep, I saw it. I got it now. We're good, motherfucker. We're good.
Brought to you by Marriott.
Brought to you by Marriott Bonvoy. Getting points. Gang. gang.
Throwing shade.
Let's bring it back. Shout out to the intro by Flagrant 2 People. I like that shit.
So we're out there in Arizona. We're cooling, chilling by the pool, and all of a sudden, people start hitting me up. They're like, "Yo, Chappelle's on Rogan, and he's hating on you, bro. He's throwing shade at you, right?" I'm like, "There's no fucking way did Chappelle be throwing shade or even hating, or that I would even be on his radar, right? Like, so."
Real quick, I respect Schulz for saying some real shit, because that's true, and Schulz keeps it always. I think he always keeps it 100. Like, you don't have to agree with everything he says or some of his views. I know people get offended by it, but hey, he's 100% a comedian at all times.
Yeah.
I think he's a brilliant writer and has brilliant writer friends, and I think he already is taking it in a real self-deprecating, honest way. All right, you got anything before I hit play?
No, keep going. Let's see where this leads.
Someone sends me the clip, and I check it out, and let's play it.
Let's.
Doing things online, and like Andrew Schulz, the best example.
Pause it.
He started doing those things like
I think we must be plugged into the fucking matrix because we're on a podcast, watching a podcast. Who's watching a podcast right now?
Yeah, this is Inception.
Did you ever think that your internet would allow you to do this? Did you ever?
No,
think
100%.
in a million years you'd be able to do this shit?
And also
how many dreams deep are we right now?
Bro, the fucking top is still spinning, man. All right, let's get back. We really are, but this is Inception like a motherfucker. That's what I'm calling this episode. I'm naming the episode live on the show. This is Inception.
Long rants, like 10, 15-minute rants with photographs and punchline after punchline after punchline. And then they did a whole Netflix special about it. Like he did a series of Netflix pieces on it. And what he did was he said, okay, I can't do stand-up, but this isn't stand-up. So I shouldn't do stand-up like this because there's no audience. So the key to this, and he figured it out. He's like, the key to this is you got to hit it fast. The punchlines have to come one after the other after the other. It's got to be fast-paced and with images. Yep. So like he would use all these visuals while he was hitting punchline after punchline.
Real quick before we get into Chappelle's comments, right? Yeah. Isn't that kind of the same thing that what the guy from HBO does?
We're talking about
John Oliver, right?
Yeah.
Punchline after punchline, images. It's the same.
He brings up the images. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah. It's the same format.
Yeah. All right. I'll let you get back to it.
Punchline.
Oh wow.
He figured out a new way to do comedy. He figured out a way to do internet, Instagram comedy.
Well, okay, but that's not, like you say, that's not stand up.
No,
like this thing that you're describing. God bless him.
Yeah,
that's not what I do.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
it's different. It's different than the way he does stand up, which is interesting because his stand up is slower. He holds laughs. He holds pause. He laughs at shit. He fucks around. He works a crowd a lot. His stand up is loose.
Right.
He has fun. He's comfortable up there.
Right.
But these little clips that he does on Instagram are rapid fire, bang, bang, bang. And he works with a series of writers. They all work together. They put these things together. They work it out, man. By the time it's done, I mean, it is a polished machine. But he used that time and innovated, you know. And
that's clever.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not. I'm not interested in it because no disrespect to him. I like happening in real.
Son, so dismissive, man.
He's like, that's what he said. That's brilliant. But I'm not interested.
Yeah. Damn. All right, let's go.
Life.
Yeah.
Like even during COVID, the fact that we found a way to get in front of audiences again meant the world to me. That's what I do.
Yeah. It's a different thing.
Yeah. I mean, I could throw a slideshow and the shit if I want to, but that crowd.
A slideshow? He called that shit a slideshow?
I know what you mean, but for him, he's coming up still. You know, you'd already made it.
Well,
you to get back in there.
Yeah, and it's a whole different ball of wax. That's what I'm saying. Like that thing that evolution he was able to make.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like the old guy who has that hot outfit from the 70s. Go fashion, go on without me. I look fine. I'm that. I'm good with what I
see. I don't see. I think first of right all, there, Chappelle. Before Schulz says anything, like right there, Chappelle kind of said it. He's like, I'm like the old guy. Like I've already been through that. Like this new shit you're doing, it's like I'm gonna stick to what I do. So like, he was kind of dismissive with his shit, but at the end, like he brought it back to saying like, this new shit you're doing, it's working, but it's not me.
Yeah,
so I don't think it was really shade. It's just like Schulz is real. That's how Chappelle talks. Like he was just being real. I don't think it was he was throwing shade at him.
Yeah, no, but let's see what Schulz says.
Joe is the man.
Yeah, that was so dope.
Like Joe is just the man, and he is like, he's so rare in that he celebrates other people's creativity and success.
Facts.
Like a lot of people who are even at the fucking top, and you can't go higher than Rogan. You know, they still want to protect what they have, so they won't celebrate.
Joe's superpower is his lack of insecurity.
Yeah,
it is what he like. If I'm interviewing somebody that's smart or talking to somebody that's smart and I'm Joe Rogan, I'm going to always try to put little smart shit in there. I need to come up with a good point because I'm insecure and I want to be like, well, I'm not dumb. Don't give a fuck. You talk. That's why he's a great interviewer.
Yeah.
And this is the same kind of thing where it's like, I'm egoless. Here's a kid doing amazing things. I love what he's doing. Flowers, flowers, flowers.
Yes.
On the biggest stage possible. Flowers. Because I have no insecurity. A lot of people that successful still have that insecurity. And like, well, I can't get flowers because then they might not think I'm as dope as I am. Joe don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So, and you are killing it. So he's like, yo, Andrew, killing it.
Yeah.
Facts.
Well, that's we're doing it. That's not just me. Those things. Mark worked incredibly hard. He wrote them with me. Robbie as well. FA, you were helping out them as well. Alex, like Miles with the pictures. That was a group effort, but it was so dope to see him give it up. And like, if there's one thing that I've like tried to like continue to pass on that I've definitely got from Rogan, it's like when you see other people doing dope creative shit, pass it on. And like, you know, I hope that we've used this platform to expose you guys to new people that we think are really awesome. And you know, I hope we've been doing that. I think we are doing it. I think we've been putting people on. I think that we've been sharing what we have with other people that hopefully you appreciate it. And now to Dave. I actually, let me just give some context to this. I think I would have reacted the same way as Dave, given how I was described. Because if Dave has no clue who I am in terms of stand-up, right? And Joe's describing this like kind of YouTube or Instagram comedy, and you know how we all are. The second you told me about like a funny YouTuber or a funny Instagrammer, we're like, I don't give a fuck what that shit is. A little slideshow. This,
we
that,
stand-ups,
exactly. We're stand-ups. So it's just like, I understand that first reaction, right? And then, so I probably would have reacted the same way in that regard. But then when Joe's like, no, he's a stand-up, it's different, and he found a way to evolve within the times. And then I think he was a little bit dismissive to it, and he was like, that's not my type of comedy, that's not what I do. And I guess the only pushback I would give there to Dave is that, like, Dave is a household name, not because of stand-up, but because of a different type of comedy. And he's still on any list, one of the GOATs. That doesn't change that. But you know what I mean?
Most people know him from Chappelle Show.
Yeah, like sketch show is what made him a household name. Like if you think of like iconic,
maybe white mainstream America. I knew Dave Chappelle from being Dave Chappelle, doing stand up, and then I was like, oh, he's about to do the Dave Chappelle Show. It's just gonna be fire. So, but that's me. I followed comedy for a long time, and he was already big in comedy by the time Chappelle Show came up. But I guess if you're not following comedy,
but I think the point of it is like, this is a weird thing because like it's harder to like refer to like white America and like try not to seem like
how high. Not how high. What was it? What was that movie he made? Half Baked.
Yeah, but how much of like I think white America is just a different level of money, right? Like you could go through like all the data and analytics, and like when you get to that different level of money, which is why he went crazy, or didn't go crazy, which is why he left the $50 million. Was like, I don't know, you're trying to control what I want to control, so on and so forth. You know, shout out to him for getting his show back. But it is that like old lion, young lion mentality, right? Where if something like it's this, what I got from it, right? Like from the small clip, I obviously have to see the long version of the podcast, and see the extended thing. But what I found just from that, because we don't have to keep playing it, is just from that instant reaction is just like, oh, he's like, oh, this is threatening to me because it's something new. You know what I mean? We're like, it might, and again, Dave's a GOAT, but again, like people believe you only have this long shelf life. Dave's been doing this for what, 30 plus years, right? So it's maybe longer because he's in his probably late 40s, early 50s. And he talks about it later in that thing. It's like, yeah, man, you were able to do shows outside because you were already rich. Like you already have, like you
can set all that up, and you
can COVID test everybody. You can do it. You know what I mean? You could do all that other stuff. That's very different than what, you know, Schulz is doing when he's trying to make a name for himself. Like, look, we're obviously color scheme aside, you know what I mean? The brown and the white, like we're influenced by Flagrant 2 just because I like that they keep it, you know what I mean? They don't always say everything that's politically correct and shit like that. Like they just keep it 100% genuinely themselves, and they blow it from that, which is a formula that we like to use. I might not always say the right things, you might not always say the right things, but we're saying exactly what we think at that moment and at that time, and we get to record it, and it stays in almost like a time capsule because we can go back and listen to it and stuff like that. So I'm a bigger fan of. I'm not gonna say I'm a bigger fan of Schulz over Dave because Dave is Dave, but I'm a bigger fan of the media way that Schulz handles it. You know what I mean? The way he expresses himself, because he constantly puts himself out there. You know, like Dave is very seclusive until he comes out.
But he doesn't put himself out there. He's seclusive because he went to live in fucking Ohio, like 3 hours from me.
Yeah,
to raise his family in the middle of Amish country and shit.
No, I mean seclusive, like in the sense of like social media,
right?
Like where Schulz is the opposite.
But when he comes and does his stand up and he like the 3 that he's filmed for Netflix, there's nothing that he sold back.
No,
not 100%. Just hilarious, but like all this other shit, which we had supposedly trans jokes that weren't really trans jokes. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he holds back either. But the other thing I take from it is that it's a 13-minute clip of Schultz's reaction to like what you showed me. We're dropped in a moment in time of that podcast of whatever happens to be going on that we don't know what led up to that.
Correct.
And so he does sound a little dismissive, but like I said, I thought that at least up to the point where we watched, I thought that Chappelle wrapped it up where he said, yeah, he's doing this and he's got that evolution going on that I'm not interested in because as Joe said, like you're a different person. You're already a household name. You're a millionaire. You've done what you've done. And he's coming up. He's like, yeah, I'm like that old guy that's just wearing the old suit. Like he's essentially saying I thought he essentially was being self-deprecating. Like I'm that old dude that's gonna be like, nah, you go do what you're gonna do, young buck. I'm gonna just stick to what I know. So
no, and 100%. And I get that. I'm just saying, like, I understand both sides of what they were saying. You know what I mean? I understand like what Schultz says. Like if you describe that to me, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But like, I'm not gonna fuck with it. What is this shit? Yeah, I mean, because I'm a stand-up. But if you like in that conversation, and who knows how high Dave was and how high Joe was, right? That's also a factor into this conversation.
Absolutely.
And again, I'm not taking any side because I listen to both and I appreciate both comedy. I mean, I watch like it's just that Schultz is in a different lane of he's in a different time also, right? Like Dave didn't come up in social media. He's an older guy. Like that's you know what I mean? Like we're on the outskirts of like really being addicted to social media and it would be in our lives where people have Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, a YouTube channel, fucking LinkedIn, you know what I mean? All these Facebook, all these different things where like I had to take a step back from where I'm like, man, this is an addiction, bro. Like, you know, my political rants and dumb shit and just on an argue and essays and paragraphs and fuck you fucking racist, and fuck you too. You know what I mean? Like where it gets exhausting. And like Schultz is going into town. We're like, nah, I'm gonna roast fucking everybody and I'm gonna say whatever I want and everybody's gonna love my shit. Like that's so hard. What he penetrated through with those Instagram clips, like turn the phone sideways, was revolutionary in a way.
That was turn it sideways. Oh man, and it was great. Like Rogan said, it was him. It was Mark. Because he works with a team of writers, Alex doing the filming and the media stuff.
Akash writing, helping him write.
Yeah, Akash helping too. Like obviously he's the face of it. He's the one that delivers it. And it's kind of like what's his name? Damn, I can't remember the dude. Patriot Act. Hassan Minhaj.
Yeah.
On Netflix. Same thing. It's that, except he's doing it in like a 5-minute condensed 5-minute rapid fire, like Rogan said, and it worked. You know, Hassan Minhaj already has a show, so he's good, but he couldn't do stand up. So
have you seen a stand up? Who? Have you seen Hassan Minhaj's stand up? Homecoming King?
Dude, I saw it the minute it came out.
Brilliant.
I swear to God, I was like, I shed a tear.
I cried.
Real. I was like, holy fuck. I posted about it. Yeah, I think I was like, this dude, the storytelling, like it hit.
Yeah. Brilliant too. Like again, another one that grew up with social media and digital marketing and stuff like that.
Keep your money, baby.
Yeah, Pete, and another stand, like look, there's just different versions of stand-up, right? Like Neil Brennan, 3 mics. One is just punchlines, one is a storytelling, and one is fucking depressing as shit. Yeah. Where I cried. You know what I mean? Like this, that's what comedy is. Comedy isn't just one thing. But again, like Dave says it, like I'm that old guy in the club and like in a fucking sweatsuit. Like, yo, I'm good.
Yep.
You know, and I respect that. He's an old line, he's a legend, he's a GOAT. But
by the way, shout out to Neil Brennan because it was Dave who made
that helped write it.
Show. Like it was just, I'm sure Neil Brennan had a lot of writing in there, and Donnell Rawlings. Yeah, is that what you just said, Donnell Rawlings? Like they not just there, but the writing, like they put a lot into that. So Dave is the face because he was the big name at the time, and Donnell Rawlings actually appeared. I don't recall Neil Brennan appearing on the show.
I don't think he ever appeared on the show,
but he had a lot to do with the writing and how it went. So
100%. All right, now let's get. I thought it was just an interesting take of like an upcoming, I guess kind of like, I guess you can't call Schultz a legend, right? Because he's been doing it too, but like a definite all pro. If we go with like basketball references, or he's definitely an all pro already. Like he's not a rookie, he's a veteran at least, right?
Yeah, he's got to be like he's not a rookie. He's what do they call him in the All-Star games? The up and coming, the
bright stars, the young stars.
Yeah, I think he's past that already. I think he's like he's an established comic, and he is the one of this, like he is this generation's or one of his generations comics. He's what, mid 30s, 35, 36, 37,
maybe younger, bro.
Maybe younger. And he's killing it. And then like that thing that he did with Instagram was fucking genius.
Brilliant, bro. Fucking brilliant. He at the beginning of COVID just took the fuck over, and that's a credit to him and his team and creatives. Look, I'm a fan of their creativity, right? Like that's one thing we talk about consistently that permeates throughout our episodes, right? Like creativity, I'm a fan of. Like that, doing that shit is fucking great. So I was a fan of it. Now, something, John, that isn't that great is something that I found from our boy Hassan Piker. That's something that got sent to him, which is top 10. Let me just play this for you, John.
I mean, is this?
Let me just play this for you, John.
Racist moments in Disney movies. Oh, this is Disney being Disney. What are you talking about? This is like, it's not Disney if you don't have a little racism in there.
Yeah, but I feel like I feel like, but who knows how many minutes of views this has. But check this shit out.
Notice these the first time around. Welcome to WatchMojo.com. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 insanely racist moments in Disney movies that you totally forgot about. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're ranking the most embarrassing, anachronistic, or cringe-worthy moments of racism that Disney would likely want their fans to forget or ignore. We're not passing judgment on the people behind the scenes at Disney here, as many of these moments were a product of their time. But it should also be discussed how many of them haven't exactly aged well. Number 10, Sunflower, Fantasia. Fantasia was certainly an early example of a Disney classic, an amazing combination of classical music and animation that still holds up today. What perhaps doesn't hold up so well is a character included on the film's initial theatrical run. Her name was Sunflower, and she was a black female.
You see it? Yep.
I see it. And I mean, it's 1940.
What do you expect?
Disney
Centaur
has
or Centaurette.
known for racist shit. It's Walt Disney himself, so.
Yeah, Walt Disney himself was a Nazi sympathizer.
Yeah.
Seen waiting on her white brethren during a segment titled The Pastoral Symphony. Sunflower is drawn with exaggerated black features and is a clear example of a visual stereotype that didn't need to be there in the first place. Perhaps this was the reasoning behind Disney's decision to remove the character from prints starting in the mid-60s. Number 9, Japanese soldier caricatures, Commando Duck. It may seem strange today to think of cartoons as wartime propaganda.
Shit.
This was actually a common practice during World War II. Commando Duck.
What the fuck?
Fucking swastika armbands.
Jesus Christ.
It's 1944, man.
I know, bro. Fucking A.
Was one such short by Disney, a
Commando
cartoon
Duck.
that sees Donald Duck parachuting into Japanese territory for a secret mission. The short tends to focus its plot primarily on Donald's battle tactics, but there are plenty of racist moments, specifically with how the Japanese enemy is drawn. Donald's foes are deliberately presented with slanted eyes, buck teeth, and overblown accents.
Oh, I beg my pardon. I bow my stomach at you. Very reverent. That's all right. Happy cherry blossoms to you, please.
It is 1944.
Yeah.
I'm not about to cancel them. That's about
no cancel.
That's about white for the times.
That's about white. No, there's no canceling here. It's just I didn't know most of this. Like some of this I knew, but this is.
This was certainly due to anti-Japanese sentiment of the time.
Terrible.
Although
we were in a war at the time.
They were putting Japanese people in fucking
internment camps. Yeah. Good old whitewash of history.
Has not aged well when viewing the short today. Number 8, Conveyor Belt Mammy Doll.
This
Santa's
one, bro.
Workshop.
Have you seen this?
Santa's Workshop was a holiday-themed Disney short, which, on the
I'm surprised the elf
is
isn't a black dude
because
Saint
Nick and his elves getting ready for Christmas. However, early versions featured a troubling scene between Santa and a pair of dolls, as the toy maker is overseeing quality control on the assembly line.
You're blonde
a
and
white
blue-eyed.
doll comes down a conveyor belt, says "Mama," and gets approved by Santa. Then a black doll tumbles down the belt
on the ass,
says
what?
Mommy, and stamps her own butt.
Santa
watches on and
Catholic
laughs.
priest?
Given that the word mammy was slang for a black nursemaid in the time.
I'm going to show you. Let's just go to number 1.
I mean, why are you going to deny me these racist moments in time?
You want to see all of this?
No, whatever. Let's forward to what you want to show me.
Look, this is.
Apparently, there's something worse than what we just saw.
Oh, just wait. Oh no, this is where it gets. Let's just watch the last. Let's go here.
Elephant fly. But this doesn't change the fact that modern audiences might see the crows in a
Fucking ads.
Yes, love it. Jill Scott.
Jill Scott is singing a Nationwide commercial.
I saw her in Florida State. She was there.
I saw her
in early
Maxwell.
2000s.
I saw her with Maxwell and I can't remember who else. Let's just
someone you can rely.
Still singing.
Man, that voice.
So smooth.
That's why there's Nationwide.
What does it have to be nationwide?
That's why there's Nationwide.
I don't know.
Nationwide is
by the way, I don't hear any real R&B anymore. I don't know what the fuck happened to real R&B.
Before we unveil
It died, bro.
our number one pick, here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions.
You be my man, Friday. He had a Jamaican accent?
You, Friday.
No, it was probably because the blackfish had red lips. Yeah.
Rewind this about 5 seconds right after when it starts. I want to see what the hell does he say? Yeah, the blackfish right at the end of the blackfish.
See? That's the what's that called? That's the Jim Crow version.
Oh, this is the Mickey's, like he's got a manservant? Mickey's Man Friday. Oh, Jesus. 1935.
You be my man,
Yep.
Friday. Friday, you, Friday, me, Mickey.
Wow. What do you think that is there, John?
Gee, let me see. What do we have in common? Let's see what happens.
Full of brush, man. I'm working my way through college.
Number one, Uncle Remus, Song of the South. Uncle Remus wasn't a Disney creation, but his depiction in this 1946 film lives on as one of the company's most infamous moments. Remus was a fictional character responsible for narrating classic African-American folktales. When he hit the silver screen, however, Remus and Song of the South almost immediately struck a sour note with audiences.
Got the cotton full of leaving.
For starters, the film never explicitly presents itself as taking place in a post-Civil War South, leading many to believe that Disney was marginalizing the impact of slavery.
That's how the leopard got his spots. That's what Uncle Remus said. That's what Uncle Remus said.
There were also a plethora of black stereotypes to be found, which eventually resulted in the film failing to receive an uncut home video release in the United States to this day.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo.
Disney gonna Disney, bro.
I mean, that's where they got their start.
Yeah, that's how.
Nazi sympathizer.
Yeah.
I mean, Mickey and all the, that's his roots.
Yeah.
And again, all these clips you showed are from the 30s and 40s. So
yeah, they got better. Little Mermaid wasn't 30s or 40s.
89. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah,
there's still that foundation. But I just thought it was interesting because I just again, like, it's not a cancel. Disney is never getting canceled. Let's keep it 100 on that. But it was just
like Disney. By the way, we're talking. I don't want to get too far off the topic. It's funny how Disney doesn't want to release any of their stuff into the public domain, but all their stories, all their movies are based off stories that already existed in the public domain. Yet when they make them into these multi-billion-dollar enterprises, because they're like enterprises unto themselves, all these movies, with the merchandise and the whatever clothes, toys, etc. They're not releasing that shit to the public domain so people can create their own stories off of it.
I know.
Anyway, let's stick to racism though. That's a different topic.
That's kind of what they do. I just thought that was interesting, bro. But yeah, man, it's nice having fucking internet, bro. I was able to control it. It was a fantastic experience.
I know.
Yeah, man. It was just, the Chappelle shit is interesting, but again, it's just there. It's a obvious commentary to me. It's not anything where like I'm not upset at either one or how dare you or none of that shit, because I'm not that type of person anyway.
Yeah.
Unless you're Urban Meyer, which I can't fucking stand, but that's about it. That's about it.
Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say how much is this going to cost you? Like, if once a week you're going to go to a hotel to get real internet, aren't you just better off moving?
We'll talk about that offline.
Oh shit! I hit a hot topic button. I hit
absolutely not. It's just something I can't talk about on the pod. We'll talk about that offline. Literally after I hit end broadcast. But yeah, man, we'll be back next Wednesday with a live show, and yeah, man, we'll probably have a guest on. It's about time we have another guest on.
We should. Maybe we should talk about From the Desk of Donald J. Trump. You've heard about that little blog?
Yeah, it's
no one else has. Apparently, that shit is not getting any traction. Once you get deplatformed, nobody listens to your shit.
Nobody does. They only share it on Fox News.
Yeah,
we definitely got to talk about that. Yeah, man, and the real quick, the CDC says no more masks in public spaces, but you still got to keep your distance if you've been fully vaccinated.
I may have to
Makes
still
sense.
not get vaccinated. I got COVID already, so essentially I'm already vaccinated.
The way you have to get it, you still have to get vaccinated. It's not that bad. You'll be fine.
I'm good. Like, I got COVID. Why do I need to get vaccinated? We know that I have the antibodies. That's what vaccination is. Except I had the live virus.
Yeah, you did have the live virus. You were fucked up for a while there, bro. That shit was crazy. All right, people. Till next time, as always, you're about to hear the outro from our brother from another mother, Ant House Beats. Check him out everywhere on social media. Shout out to his Discord. Every fucking morning with a good morning text to the whole team.
Right.
God damn, that motherfucker's up early. All right, man. John, appreciate you hanging out, my brother. We'll do this shit again next week, man.
All right, man. Hey, if you want a little racism, go check out some Disney.
Yeah, go check out some Disney. They'll lock you in. Peace.